This morning on The Dish, Eric Kim. In his new cookbook, Korean American, the New York Times food columnist writes, "Getting a recipe out of my mother is like pulling teeth out of a tiger's mouth." But 2 years ago, Kim did just that, moving back home to Atlanta to translate his mother's intuitive recipes into dishes the rest of us can share with our families. I met up with Kim at the New York Times cooking studio for the ultimate home-cooked meal.
As a cooking writer for the New York Times food section, Eric Kim's job is to develop recipes delicious and accessible for all kinds of cooks.
Do you cook much at home?
Not as much as I should.
Kim does it with dishes like sheet pan bibimbap.
Bibim means mixed, pop means rice. Usually I do kale, but I saw some really great broccolini that was like kind of flowering. It's really pretty. So I figured we would do some broccoli action.
His version includes assorted vegetables that are chopped and oven roasted.
This is the millennial version.
It's the millennial version, I would say. Let's go.
A unique spin on the typically pan-fried Korean staple. It's a recipe he developed 2 years ago when, at 28, Kim left New York and moved to Atlanta to live with his parents while working on his cookbook.
I was coming in and telling my mom that I'm gonna do things a little differently to these very like classic dishes, you know, and an idea like this sheet pan bibimbap, she'd kind of be like, I don't know, like Koreans don't do that. But I was like, I know, but we're Korean American.
So we can do what we want.
We can do what we want.
Kim is used to writing clear and detailed instructions to make a meal and wanted to specify what he calls his mother's sonmat, or her unique taste.
For me, my mom's food is immeasurable. But as a recipe writer, I had to approximate it, at least get people like a little close with the measurements.
After spending nearly a year in the kitchen with his mom, Jean, the results of their culinary journey can be found in Kim's first cookbook, Korean American, Food That Tastes Like Home.
How joyful is it to like have a bite of food and be like, whoa, never had that taste before.
Right.
Speaking of which,
Here we go.
let's go. I'm gonna take these out first. Good job on those. Look at that. Can you show them?
Yes. Eat as you go.
The potatoes, onions, broccolini, and mushrooms are placed in quadrants over the rice, topped with a fried egg, drizzled with sesame oil.
It's art.
It's a nice presentation. It is art. This is what is going to flavor the whole bowl.
The final step, a choice of gochujang, a fermented chili paste, or doenjang, a soybean paste.
And the final thing, there's no final thing. That's it.
That's it. Then you just have to eat it. You
Just mix it up.
You go from this beautiful thing of everything separated to
yeah.
destroy.
It's really just, it's for you. It's like,
Yeah. I love that.
it's fun, right? It's fun to eat. Deviled eggs, so.
For Kim, Korean American is more than a cookbook. It's a journey of discovery of the Korean cuisine he grew up eating and of identity. Kim's parents immigrated to the U.S. in the 1980s. Growing up in Atlanta, he began watching the Food Network as a teenager, eventually turning an interest into a career. For our dish, Kim prepared sesame soy deviled eggs with black sesame seeds, a gem salad, and creamy bucatini pasta.
Yes, Mom, cream.
He crumbles keem, a roasted seaweed, over each one.
Let's toss this. It's been,
It's an all-purpose seasoner.
I definitely
right?
use it. I definitely use it that way, and I think some people would be like, okay, enough with the keem. But for me, it's like the flavor of my childhood. I really just, you know, everyone has the thing that really takes them back.
Yeah.
Their Proustian Madeleine. For me, it's the taste of sesame oil, salt, and seaweed. It's just like the perfect trifecta of flavors.
An entire chapter in the cookbook is devoted to kimchi,
I love these moments, like in the book.
an example of Korean cuisine in which Kim says thyme is the main ingredient.
This is what my mom
Right.
does. She
Yeah.
flips her chopstick like
Oh.
this. And that means, it's usually to like mix noodles
Yeah.
for the table, but I'm gonna do it to give you one of these.
Okay.
So then there's also this. This is Napa cabbage.
Okay.
kimchi. So this is the one where probably like
This is the one that I knew always.
a lot of
and
people
did-
are familiar with.
Yeah.
But there are different kinds, and they all have different sweetnesses, like different flavors, and I mean, I'm gonna have some of this too, I think.
What does your mom think of this?
Everyone kept asking me that. I kept forgetting to ask her.
레시피가
I got her on stage with me, and of course she's really proud. She's always, been someone who's like proud of her children. I've also seen her light up a little bit. This book really puts her front and center, and I'm also really glad to highlight her talent. She's a culinary artist. Like, she's a really good. I think that's something that now people get to taste.
Kim believes that true talent in the kitchen means having something to say with your food. And he says food has helped him express his true self.
What is Korean American to you?
I actually had friends who were like, maybe you should call it something more that sounds more personal. But for me, nothing could be more personal than these words. And I think it's because this book is about my journey towards accepting who I am, just like as I am. Because when I started writing this book, I was terrified of what other Koreans would think.
Really?
Because I think so often people see food or a recipe on the page and they'll be like, my mom doesn't do it like that. These flavors, they always harken back to a memory I have, a taste, a real thing. It's not fusion food. This is my life.
I love that.
Oh,
this
God.
is my life. So I did bring you a drink. Sorry, I didn't make you the bibimbap again, but that was delicious.
the deviled
It's the
eggs.
Clementine 50-50 soju, vermouth, and clementine juice. So cheers. And the cookbook's
Cheers.
amazing.
Cheers.
I'm gonna do the bibimbap with Jack. 'Cause
Bibimbap.
It's easy to make. Easy to make.
I am starving after. That's good. I'm starving after watching that piece.
I know.
Really good.
And it's really this nice mix. He doesn't call it fusion because it's not fusion. It's just how he grew up eating and the way he changed some food.